First up, in today's episode of Mailbox Monday, we're having a first look at the brand new GRX 12-speed Di2.
So finally, Shimano have launched a massive 12-speed GRX group set with a huge, massive cassette that you can run one by.
No.
What?
It's 2x only.
What do you mean it's 2x only? What do you mean 2x? Why would they do that? So Shimano have just launched a Di2 version of their GRX group set in 12-speed. But it must look different.
Well, Jimmy, I think you're going to be disappointed twice today. Oh, yeah. I mean, this actually is the same crank. That is boring. This is the new lever.
Oh, that is actually a bit different, isn't it? Do you know what I love about GRX shifters? Is they've got this like hook. It's very hooky on the back, and you just get such good grip on it.
So thankfully, we are once again being treated as media. Shimano have very kindly sent this to us on release day, 5 p.m. today. The embargo of this group set is lifted and we have it early. However, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to edit this fast enough, so this probably came out yesterday.
Feel that. It's got almost like it's almost rubberized, isn't it?
Hold that thought.
That is very grippy, but would it rub off eventually, perhaps? Oh, that's rubberized as well.
I have here the mechanical 12-speed.
Oh, it's very different, isn't it? It's a completely different shifter. I know it's a mechanical shifter, but it's so different.
This section here is so much more bulbous on the mechanical one, because they also have to fit more stuff in.
Yeah, and the actual lever is a completely different design, shape, everything.
That's an improvement in my opinion. Visually.
Right, Francis. Hit me with the data.
So the front derailleur, the rear derailleur, and the shifters have been completely redesigned to bring it up to the new standard of semi-wireless shifting we've seen in the road group sets from Shimano. Wow, that's a really long cage mech, isn't it?
Massive, isn't it?
It has the same crankset, the same cassette and chain and brakes as the mechanical 12-speed released last year. It's potentially a bit of a boring upgrade on paper, but I think some people are going to be really happy to see it because a lot of people swear by using Di2. It's reliable. The gearing options are a 4831 tooth RX 820 crank. If you want to go down to a 4630, you have to change crank model to the RX 610. The cassette we have here is a Hyperglide 1136, but you can also get different models at lower price points, which are 1134. As I said, the system now matches the road group sets in being semi-wireless, which means you have little watch batteries in the shifters. Apparently, last 3 to 4 years.
I guess it's actually it's just that.
Oh, they're easy to change.
Yeah, so you just...
It's like on the SRAM ones, they're actually...
Yeah, it's all... You just rip back the rubber, which I guess is the same on any of them. A couple of screws on the top. I tell you what, the rubber hoods are much better designed these days than even 5 years ago. Because it all slots in so nice now. So you can take it off, put it back on, and it still looks good. Because I always remember you'd wire an old school mechanical group set, pull everything back, get the cables through.
It never goes back.
And it just always
goes back,
crap, doesn't it? I'll be honest. I thought this was going to be absolute but these shifters look wicked. I really want to have a go on this, but I want it in a 1x so I can northern gravel it.
Will there be a 1x version coming out? I don't know. Arguably they sell loads of 2x group sets to the OEM bike manufacturers, and it's only aftermarket people that tend to buy the 1x. We love a 1x here. You run 1x all the time. I run 1x. Pretty much just because it looks cool.
The bit I don't understand is why it hasn't come out at the same time. What could possibly need to change with the software or the hardware for this to just not be included?
It's just that. It's just the rear mech.
Cheers, pal. Speak to you soon. Ta-da. So I just spoke to the PR comms manager for Shimano Europe, and he has confirmed that 1x is coming, and it might be some point in the next year, but they've prioritized what they see as the larger proportion of the market, which is 2x.
You just swear at me.
So we're going to weigh the new stuff. First up, the rear mech, which has a claimed weight of 310 grams and an actual weight of 311 grams. Then we have the front mech, which has a claimed weight of 142, and it comes in at 139. And then the shifters have a claimed weight of 415, Ooh, is that 441? That must be, I bet that 415 weight is without fluid, because there'll be fluid in these, won't there? Yeah, because they're plugged. So that claimed weight must be without fluid, because there's no way those little plastic bungs weigh that much. That's the weight's done. Next!
We're gonna put it on a bike.
Basically, we're not putting this group set on a bike because we're not allowed to. We're literally gonna put it back in the boxes and send it back to Shimano. But apparently they are gonna send us one in the future when they have more availability, and we'll probably sling it on a bike and see if it's any good. Or we'll just say no and not do that at all. Wait for the one buy.
In terms of prices, we're talking £399.99p for a shifter with brake hose and caliper. Individual shifters are £299.99. That's a big price tag. Front mech is £184.99 and the rear mech £324.99p.
So basically, by being able to buy just the shifter without the brake, it basically means that you can upgrade a mechanical 12-speed GRX group set to Di2 for the juicy price of £1,109.96. It's a lot of money. It's a good group set. It is. It look like, I know that's going to be a good shifter, but £1,100 on top of having already bought the mechanical one. Perhaps you have it on your bike already, but it's a lot of money. If you are in the market for a new gravel group set and you're looking for something that's electronic, an alternative would be SRAM's Force Explore group set. That comes in at about £1,700-ish. And this group set is coming in at about £1,950. So it's about £250 more for the GRX group set. You're obviously getting an extra mech and chainring if you want 2x, and it's newer technology. They're both 12 speed. They're both, well, one's very wireless, the other one's slightly less wireless. I'll be honest, they're both going to be amazing group sets. So go with the one you like the look of.
This next one's a gift from a thoughtful viewer. Because, well, a listener, potentially. Ages ago, for work, I bought these things called a shadow stands, an invisible, like Perspex piece of plastic where you can put a bike up and it doesn't fall over, like a stand for a bike.
It's a very niche product, isn't it?
The problem is, I've lost them because they're invisible.
But your magic invisible bike stand has been replaced.
Thanks to Velotool. Thanks, Velotool. They listened to the podcast and they were like, oh, these guys need some bike stands. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What kind of bike would that fit on?
Bike for ants? It's not, it's for the crank. So that's like one you put in your pocket and...
crank down.
Peel it off. Yeah, crank down.
Got it.
So it's not as nice of a photo.
No, don't peel it off. You need to leave the stickers on.
We'll lose them, yeah.
Oh, actually, no, wait there. They've actually got Velotool on it, so you're not going to lose these ones. Ta-da!
Yeah, nice. Oh, it's gone!
So, if you think about bike tyres, you're pretty much always going to be thinking about Continental, Schwalbe, however you want to pronounce it, maybe one or two other brands, but there's a big stronghold. Like, we did that Roast Your Ride video, and nearly
everyone on Contis.
Everyone had Contis. Yeah. What I am excited about is brands that have a pedigree of making tyres, typically in the road space. This is an example of Pirelli. There's also Michelin, which are massively in this space now as well. They are making road bike tyres that are really, really good. I like it because I want to see more competition in the bike space. So Francis has ridden some Pirellis before. They've just launched this new RS tyre. Francis is going to load them on a bike and give them a go. I've been riding Michelin tyres for some time now and they are absolutely mint. So we are going to do a bit more riding on these tyres, report back in the future, because I want there to be more competition in the cycling space to get better products and better prices for everyone, and for us and for you and for everyone else that wants to ride bikes. And that's going to come with competition. So here's some Pirelli tyres that Francis is going to ride.
Thanks, Jimmy. Thank you extra, actually, because they've sent these to us and they ain't going to get sent back. Well,
we can send
them back, but they're going to be absolutely
Next!
What are you talking about next?
What are you going to do? What else are you going to do? Oh, the smell test.
Look, I'm not going to smell everything on Mailbox Monday, but if there's one thing I'm going to smell, it's the tyres, isn't it?
Oh, that smells like a car garage.
Car garage only smells of what is within it. A car garage doesn't smell like that. What you're saying is this smells like a tyre.
You okay?
This is what I think it is.
It is.
I've been wanting to try these. This is, without even opening the boxes, I know what this is. This is a suspension seat post, suspension stem, not Redshift for once, made by Cane Creek. E-Silc. E-Silc.
You know the brakes, EE, the super high-end brake, but the super high-end brakes.
Same brand.
Cane Creek owns EE.
No. This suspension stem has had very good reviews. It feels heavy. Cool, look at that. It's like
Let me in.
Yeah. Very different from the Redshift ones.
Apart from the fact there's a weird wheel on the top, it's a good looking stem, isn't it?
Arguably nicer than the Redshift one.
They look fancy is what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm. Not as fancy as the other colorway you can get in these, which is silvery.
I've worked out where these go. Oh wow.
Yeah, so you can adjust how much suspension you got directly from the thing. You can do that with the Redshift one, but you've got to change the pieces inside. So here we have, I think, what they call the gravel package, which is the E-Silc Plus seat post and the E-Silc standard stem with the switch on the top, which is a more expensive version than the version without the switch. So that switch you can actually use while you're riding to firm up the stem or to soften it.
I'm already looking forward to seeing how effective that is.
My
gut is it's going to do nothing, so it'll be interesting to see.
I'm going to ride next to you. You're going to have this stem, and we're going to be entering a massive rock garden, and I'm going to go whoop off. So the stem they've sent is 100 millimeters long, very sensible, thank you, and it has 20 millimeters of travel. The seat post is the E-Silc Plus, which means 30 millimeters of travel instead of the other version, which is 20 millimeters. They actually also make a seat post called the Thud Buster, which I was secretly hoping was in that box, which has 90 mil of travel.
On a seat post?
On a seat post. I don't know how it looks big and different. This is the alloy version of the seat post. They do a carbon one, which is ludicrously expensive. This one costs £229.99, which is also ludicrously expensive. This version of the stem with the switch is £234.99, and without the switch, it's £209.99, which makes me think you're best off just getting them on with a switch. Not that big of a price difference. As a quick comparison to one of their competitors, Redshift, the Redshift stems come in at two price points. The lower end one is £199, and the top end one, which is a bit lighter, is £260. So this one comes in the middle.
We have previously made videos with a load of the Redshift products, and if you've watched them, you'll know we think they are absolutely mint. So let's get this on a bike and see how it compares. Feels like the seat post is very firm, as in it doesn't sponge very much, and the stem is the opposite and very squishy. That's on the firmest setting.
Do you know which elastomer we have in there?
It's just whatever the one for most people. Because we haven't got a huge amount of time today, we like to exaggerate what we're doing. So, we're riding over the top of the handlebars, really slamming them down, which isn't how you actually ride a bike. And it feels like going extreme on the stem feels weird. However, literally just hopping up and down a curb, it all of a sudden feels very comfortable. I think we need to put this on a bike and ride it more, ride it in some real life applications over a period of time, and find out if actually suspension stems and seat posts are the future. The interesting thing with me with suspension stems and seat posts is it might mean that you can get away with smaller tyres, lighter bikes, because you don't have to put 3 kilos of mountain bike wheels and tyres on. It has a good application. So let's find out. We'll see how long it takes me to rack up 500 miles, 1,000 miles on that setup, not that bike, but those bits. I am genuinely interested. Does the suspension seat post and or stem make cycling more accessible, make it better for most people to be able to do it? So we'll give it a go.